My work desk needed a pencil holder, so I made this one. Have you ever had one of those spur-of-the-moment crafts that come up? Well, this was exactly that. I was looking around Amazon when I thought, no, I should just make something. Then, somehow, in thinking about shapes of objects that hold things, I got to Googling takeout containers. After looking at some reference images, I planned out my design. The box itself seemed simple enough, so I just went with some pretty basic shapes to achieve the look of a takeout container. This is the first project I've done in a long time where I didn't plan out anything ahead of time, and I was just kind of winging it. Once I had some pieces that I was happy with, I cut them out of the chipboard and traced them onto glass. This is leftover glass from the Space Shuttle Discovery I made a few months back. If you haven't seen that yet, I'll leave a link in the description as well as a list of all the materials I used in this project. Once all the pieces were traced onto the glass with Sharpie, I started cutting. Since we were working with a ton of straight lines, I was able to use just my running pliers, allowing this project to go super quick. From start to finish, I made this little container in about 2 hours. Mind you, I have experience with 3D glass art. You can make something super cool in a short amount of time if you really don't want to make Amazon deliver a cup to your house. Once everything was cut, I took it over to the glass grinder. Again, since these were straight cuts, there wasn't too much to grind away. I was able to get through all the pieces in about 10 minutes. The grinder is used to 1. Remove all the sharp edges, and 2. Prepare the glass for tape. Which brings us to tape. Tape and soldering always take the most amount of time when it comes to glass projects. I personally like to set up at my computer desk when applying tape to glass because it allows me to watch YouTube videos while mindlessly taping the glass pieces. I also have this nice desk mat that allows me to put a good amount of pressure on the tape with my red fid, ensuring that the tape is really secure to the glass. Then it's soldering time, and into the fume hood we go with our new gel flux. I used to use a liquid flux and it was truly terrible. This gel flux, however, is amazing and I highly recommend it. I start by working on the main container body by applying solder to each individual piece, making sure to get coverage on all of the copper tape. Once this is done, I start tack welding all of our pieces together. Securing it in only a few key places before soldering all of the joints allows me the flexibility necessary to force the pieces of glass together. Once all the pieces are attached to each other with these tack welds, I can secure them all in place with generous amounts of solder. With the main container done, I pre-solder all the top flat pieces and tack weld them into place just like I did before. Once secure and at a correct angle, I do a finishing pass and fill in all those gaps. Last pieces to add to the boxes were the side folds, and these are simply decorative, so I just made them overlap each other. I added solder to any points where the two pieces met on a copper line and put enough solder on the sides to secure them in place. And just like that, we're done soldering. I gave the entire piece a quick bath and then brought it back to the bench for some patina. I decided to use a black patina on the joints because I like it and I don't need to explain myself. This stuff works super fast and you should really wear gloves with it because you have to touch it a lot. Back to the sink we go, and then we're on to the finishing touches. To really sell that this is a Chinese takeout container, I put the classic container art on the side. My original file used with the vinyl cutter had a little bit too much detail though, so I had to simplify it for the final piece. let's take a look at the final shots. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. It's because of you guys that we're able to make cool stuff like the silly pencil holder. I did make my template into some digital files, so if you want to make this yourself, it will be available over on our Patreon. Link is in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and see you guys next time.